Hi, Heather. After being on your podcast, or I'm sorry, after binging on your podcast, it feels like I'm talking to a celebrity. Currently, I am tracking my food in my fitness pal and working out consistently doing CrossFit. I'm trying to lose 15 pounds and have hired a coach at my gym to help. He is recommending that I increase my calories through increasing protein and carbs and lowering my fat grams. This feels so bizarre to me because I've spent my whole life trying to lose weight by restricting calories. Have I really got it all wrong for my 46 years on the planet? I heard a podcast of yours where the interviewee mentioned that since she was lifting weight and spending about 30 minutes in the gym 3 times a week and lost weight by focusing on her protein intake. I'm doing strength training and cardio, but I'm just struggling to wrap my mind around this. Can you help me? Grateful for all you do. All right, so yes, and I'm glad you brought this up. Could we be wrong? Absolutely. So one of the things I'm working on right now is a teaching toolkit called Fight the Weight Gain. And in this, I talk about this idea of the beginner's mind versus the expert's mind. And a lot of times we get into that more expert mind where we think we've got everything figured out. We think we're tracking well. We think we're doing all these things correctly based on our perception of the world and but based on what we've been doing repeatedly. But when we look at something with a beginner's mind, which is exactly what you're asking here, you're like, could I possibly need to relook at this entire thing differently? Should I be looking at this as a new way of thinking about this? The answer is absolutely. So here's how you know. If you have not achieved the goal you want yet, and you've been doing it that way where you're eating restrictive calories, maybe you're restricting carbs, you're doing whatever. If it has not produced the results you want, right? Then you have to be honest with yourself at some point and say, well, maybe I need to face this with that beginner's mind Heather talked about, where I am willing to learn. I'm willing to change course. I'm willing to treat this as if I've never done this before in my 46 years on the planet. I'm willing to take in new information. I'm willing to get a little uncomfortable and I'm willing to try something different. Because if I know that I've been doing it this way and it's based on all the information I've taken in over the years and it's not produced the results I want, then there's something that's not right here. Right. Okay. So it's starting out with the beginner's mind allows you the opportunity to really learn and grow and change. Now, the fact you're doing CrossFit, the fact that you sound like you're fairly active, you eating more carbs and protein is probably only going to help you. And depending on what calorie target you are starting with, a lot of women do need to eat a little bit more in order to reignite their metabolism, especially if they've been eating low for a while. And I see this over and over and over again. So I just want to encourage you if your trainer is suggesting it and he has saw what you've been eating up to this point, he knows what your workouts look like. I would default to that beginner's mind. Hey, my approach hasn't been working. I've believed these things to be true, but maybe they're not. And what he is suggesting does not go against much of what I have seen. So I would actually trust him and give it a test window. And that's usually what freaks us out, right? It's kind of like trusting somebody, falling back, and not feeling like there's any rails. And what I would encourage you to do is put rails in and say, let's do this for 6 to 8 weeks. Let's see how I feel after 6 to 8 weeks. Let's see how I'm performing in the gym. Let's see if my clothes fit a little bit differently. Let's evaluate this process in about 6 to 8 weeks and see if I'm comfortable continuing on with it. And if you're seeing positive changes, if you're feeling good, then you might think, okay, maybe I made a mistake for the last 46 years. Like I was thinking it was this one way, and now I'm kind of realizing it's not. And that never, so you got at least another 46 years to go where you can play, where you can continue to build on this and play around with it. Right. And that's how you want to think about it. At no point are we too old to learn something new. At no point are we too seasoned to be, kind of realizing maybe we weren't doing something correctly, right? We have to give ourselves the ability to grow and change in this process. The beginner's mind is huge. It's saying, I don't know everything. It's saying I have room to learn and grow. It's saying that I will take somebody else's suggestion and give it a test window and see if it works for me. But I would personally not be scared to death to give this a go because I really think that that seems reasonable what is being suggested.